And salutations, one and all, back to the Super Review Show's mixed bag, coming to you live once again from many caves. As always, I am joined by two out of the three Starfield panelists of the Super Review Show's mixed bag. Bill and Allie is here. What's going on, guys?
What is going on, folks? Good to see all of you. JT, welcome back. You weren't here last week.
Yes, I needed a detox. I was not feeling well at all, guys. Forgive me. I'm better now. I'm doing great. Don't worry. I am back, and J Man's back. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're all
But
good.
the
J-Man,
other J Man's out.
the other
No, no,
J-Man is out, unfortunately.
the other J Man is out. He's not
Justin
feeling
came
well.
down with something.
This is not a HIPAA violation, but he has a stomach bug, so he's doing okay.
No.
Well, he came
I don't
down
know.
with something, and
Yeah.
God, like you were out last week. He's out. There must be something going around.
It's a,
Um,
it's a,
It's
it's
called
a,
psychoticness.
it's called American Idiotism. No, I'm just kidding. I've been on a Green Day kick lately too,
Oh,
but
we
it's
do
okay.
like it. But Green Day is a good band.
They are seeing them live
but
twice.
we
Besides the
But
point.
we hope buddy, get better soon. We'll see. Hopefully, you'll be here next week.
Yeah, he should be back by next week. I was texting him today, so he should be better. But
Actually,
anyways,
But
before we go on, I just want to say today is World Kindness Day. So
oh,
please do something kind for someone.
if you haven't done,
just
yeah,
in light of everything that has just happened, if you live in the U.S., we're talking about
yes,
just like I said last week, there are some people who are scared. Just just do a simple thing like send them a text, give them a call, just. One thing you could do for world kindness is just check up on someone who might be a little uneasy right now. So
and
that's
the
the
wise and the wise words are the best band that ever was, best band that ever will be. All you need is love.
da 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 da. But also,
The truth.
in the words of one of the other best bands, Journey, be good to yourself.
Yes.
Correct.
Be good
And
to
what better
yourself.
way to spread national kindness, well, world kindness today
Yes,
than to be kind to ourselves and our nostalginess.
correct.
Ah, nostalgia.
Oh boy. But listen, so we have a very interesting topic. What is it? What's our topic again? I forgot.
You
So
forgot.
I got it.
I'm
All
just
right,
kidding.
Allie, you
So
get it.
It's a little segue into our show, of
it's a
course.
little bit of nostalgia for us. We are going to be discussing cartoon shows that have defined our childhood.
Yes. We're gonna be doing our top five TV shows that we watched as kids, but have we still kind of watched to this day, truthfully. It's well, I figured we pick a fun topic for you guys tonight to listen to us. So don't worry, but we are going to be doing just naming five TV shows that we watched when we were younger, and what we're going to be what we still whether we revisit them in the past year or the past 2 or 3 years, we're going to be discussing our top five of those tonight. So can I go first? Is that all right with you guys?
Sure, go.
Oh,
All right, what's your...
I have a big shout out. I'll be honest.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll be honest. For me, I'll tell you this: the one thing that has defined my childhood, and I'll be explaining some of the shows in particular. 2000s Cartoon Network.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Shout out to
That was the biggest definition from 1999 to 2009 at the best shows on Cartoon Network.
Indeed.
And also, we have one caveat here tonight.
What?
We're just gonna say this now. We all know our
Oh, yeah.
favorite undersea yellow sponge
Is not allowed. That's a guaranteed.
because unfortunately SpongeBob would be on all of our lists. So
And instead of us all swiping right with each other, we'd rather just say, "Hey, let's just put that one to bed." It's great; those first three seasons were incredible, but we all
Honestly,
quote
we
that
all
to them.
know, because otherwise we would be spending 3 hours discussing about SpongeBob.
Yeah,
So
we really would. So.
we'll save that for another SpongeBob. But if you want to check out some more SpongeBob content, please check out the YouTube channel. We've had our top 10 SpongeBob episodes, our Don't Swipe Right SpongeBob.
yeah, the top 10 SpongeBob episodes, Allie. That was your debut on this channel.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And I'm
Long
still
time
the
ago.
champ for Don't Swipe Right. Maybe one day we'll have another Don't Swipe Right where my crown be defended.
Yes, we will. One day we will. Anyways, but let's get down to this show. So, my first show that I watched when I was younger, Whoa, Nelly. I guess we're kind of throwing it back now, shall we? We're gonna go bring it back to where is it? So I had a very unique childhood to say the least, but let's just go down because I mean, being that I am 26 now, which is I can't believe I'm doing this a podcast at 26. I've never felt more alive in my life. But let's go back. So I was in the sixth grade. It was been 2009, I want to say. There was a cartoon on what was it? There was a cartoon series on I believe it was Nicktoons or Nickelodeon. It might have been a Nicktoons, more of like the Marvel centric stuff. This is back when Disney first bought Marvel. It was one of the earliest things
Oh,
they
so
did.
Disney XD.
No, it wasn't. I'll get that in a little bit, but it wasn't Disney XD. There was a cartoon show that I actually watched called Iron Man Armored Adventures. I recently revisited this cartoon back in earlier this year before I canceled my Disney Plus subscription because it got too pricey. Thank you so much, Disney. But needless to say, this is a great 2 season run of a really fun character. They did a lot of really cool storylines. I will make the argument that the first season is actually kind of dry compared to the second season. It progressively got better and better. And for whatever reason, I really don't know why. I don't, guys. I'll ask them in a second. My panelists, but in a second. But I'm not sure why they called the series finale a season finale. They said, "Oh, we're gonna have a season 3." Oh, that's great. We never got a season 3. We'll never see it again. But no,
It's
this is
not just
actually
got canceled.
it just pretty much got canceled, unfortunately. But it was a very fun show. I actually liked it quite a bit. This is gonna date myself. I have the DVD, not even Blu-ray, the DVD version of this complete season 1 and 2 of this show. It was a great cartoon. They actually de-aged Tony Stark to be in high school. I don't know if you guys knew about this.
Hmm.
It was a fun. Sorry, 2008 to 2012. Yeah, good times. And the series finale was very reminiscent of the Avengers movie at the time, and they have released in theaters. And they all their characters team up to fight an invasion in New York. Go figure. So what else are they gonna do? But I actually really liked this show when it first came out. It's on Disney Plus now. If you could check it out, if you're a parent out there and you got like a nice 8-year-old son, Marvel fanatic daughter, have them give Iron Man Armored Adventures a shot. And this is a really good show. Meant for kids, of course, because it was one of the first. It was one of the first 3D animated shows too. Like you notice when they're talking, like the dialogue is actually not the same. It doesn't match up completely because of the computer graphics at the time of 2008 through to 2012. You know what I mean? But the show got better. It introduced the Hulk. It introduced all these back villains stuff with the catalog, the comics. It was really great. I really wish Justin was here to see this. Have either of you guys seen this show at all? Heard of it?
Oh,
No, I haven't.
Hence why I'm single and I'm alone, but that's okay. No, but needless to say though, I love this show. I actually started rewatching the key episodes with the Mandarin in the in this show because that was the overall arc of the show was between Iron Man and the Mandarin and the Mokluon rings and all this stuff that kind of still haunts my brain, not haunts, but is in my brain to this day of just like this show is just really fun. It's just a fun show about how Iron Man could be de-aged and for whatever reason he was in New York City and they kind of treated him like Spider-Man. There was even lines where he said, "I'm your friendly neighborhood armored hero." It was just strange and weird. But needless to say, I enjoyed the show. If like I said, if you're looking for a cartoon out there that is just pure fun, pure entertainment, it's kind of not like bad, but it's just very energetic to say the least, and a lot of action between the characters. The one disadvantage I think the show had was he had different armors for different situations. He had like the space armor, the Arctic armor, the Silver Centurion armor only appeared once, but that was a great suit he had on. But no, and it was just a great show. It really dove into the history of the character and the Iron Man series. But yeah, so need to say my first pick for tonight is Iron Man Armored Adventures. Who would like to go next?
ooh. I gotta think which one I want to do. I think I know which one I want to start with
All right, talk to me.
because I'm going back into my favorite era, 2000s Cartoon Network. I
Yeah.
am going with The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Great choice.
I honestly, I've been watching it lately. I mean, Adult Swim now has like the nostalgia hour for the 90s shows on Cartoon Network.
Oh yeah.
And might I say, this show, as much darkness as it was, sometimes you need a little bit of dark comedy
Mm,
to brighten your mood.
it's true. And it lasted how many seasons? Is this 2003
I
to
think it was 6
2007?
seasons.
That's a lot for a cartoon like this. Yeah.
Plus 2 movies and 1 special.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Why do I feel like there's a graphic novel or a comic book run of this somewhere?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know how this would happen if, but
And I
it
mean,
was
a
definitely.
comic book run by like Dark Horse or IDW Publishing would possibly do it.
And I know we discussed this before about the creator, Maxwell Adams, who is on the spectrum.
We've talked about that during Autism Acceptance Month. Go check that out. It was great.
Yeah.
It
I'm
was a
not going to
great
mention
episode.
any more than that. Just, I mean, do you guys remember how Grimm ended up being stuck with Billy and Mandy? Let me ask you guys that.
Because it was a dance contest or something, right?
Not a
Yeah.
dance contest. JT.
I actually don't remember. You have to remind me.
Okay, so pretty much Grimm was trying to reap Billy's hamster, and they challenged him to a limbo contest. And Grimm lost.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, I was wondering, do you guys have any favorite episodes for Billy and Mandy?
I haven't seen the show in a long time, but
It's
I
on
do.
HBO Max.
Okay. Because HBO and Warner Brothers owns Cartoon Network, so that makes sense.
Yep.
But
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it in a long time.
I've seen. I think one of my favorite ones is when Grimm makes Billy's mom's crow's feet disappear, and she's like younger,
Oh, and he turns her young.
and she's and I forgot the episode when Grimm got in trouble for something, and he goes, "Grimm, I find you guilty. I hereby sentence you to 24 hours of dancing."
Oh, that was the episode where we get the debut of one of my favorite characters on Billy and Mandy. Dracula.
Oh, that show was great.
King.
That show was
With
great.
Bellamar. Please keep doing that character on Comic Cons.
Oh boy. Speaking of Comic Con, we're gonna try and go to Comic Con next year.
Which one?
New Yorker.
Well, we are in. I'm not saying where we are specifically, but we are in the New York area. Either San Diego or New York. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out.
We'll talk about that.
Well, that's an off-topic discussion, but it's an off-air discussion for 2025.
Right.
Anyways, but no, a good pick. Good pick. I like it.
Just
Okay,
remember,
my number
Clowns don't
5.
clowns don't like Tangelos. Destroy them all.
There you go.
Destroy us all.
Destroy us all! Destroy us all!
Oh boy.
Okay, my number 5. I'm going a little more of a wholesome route here, and this was something that I've always loved as a kid, and I still revisit it time to time. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
The
Classic.
Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Okay.
And shout out to
Oh.
Catherine for this one.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is for Catherine. Like, I remember this because when I was young, I loved Winnie the Pooh. It was, my mom did too. And you know what? And the show itself, I'm going to be talking about Winnie the Pooh in general, but I remember watching the show and I remember just floored by it of how, you have Pooh, Christopher Robin, Tigger, Piglet, Owl, Rabbit, Roo, Kanga, and also a lot of the movies that came out after all this.
Minus Blood and Honey.
What was that?
Minus Blood and Honey.
Oh, let's not mention that. Some people, hate that.
Ooh.
Like, I appreciate what they were trying to do, but the movie was bad. There was a better way to do that. But anyway, but I remember the Winnie the Pooh movie from 2011.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
think
remember
it's on Disney Plus.
this one when Pooh, Rabbit, and Owl and Eeyore get stuck in a hole, and they give them, and Rabbit gives Piglet rope. Go, okay, can you tie a knot? I cannot. So you cannot. I cannot not. So you cannot not.
Oh my
Going,
God.
well, can you tie a knot? Going, it's not possible. And then owl, I'm like, wait, owl's a bird. Can't he just fly out of the hole? Can he just fly out of the hole? But too much thinking. He goes, so you cannot. He goes, why not? You are, because it's all for naught. I actually, that actually made me laugh.
That's
But
funny.
what you see is, a lot of the episodes here, everyone thinks, oh, it's Winnie the Pooh, it's kid friendly, but when you watch it, there are episodes that are kind of more adult. Like, I don't mean like one of the other shows that are going to be on my list that's actually
Oh
next,
yeah.
but we'll get to that when we get to that. Um, but but the thing is, but like there's an episode when Rabbit cares for this young bird, and and at the end of the episode, he's got to let her go. Once
Aw.
you think about it, I think this show is a little. I think that episode was made more for the parents of the show than it was for the kids,
Probably was.
because it was basically saying, "Hey, your kid's gonna grow up someday, and you gotta let him go. You gotta let him leave the nest."
Yeah.
So I think, this show covered serious topics, but not in that way, but not in like a, certain way. But, you love all the characters. You love Pooh. You love Tigger was my favorite growing up. So it always brings back that sense of nostalgia to the 100 Acre Woods. All right, JT, what's your number 4? Talk to me.
My number 4, my mi amigo, is the how to explain this? Let's see. There I was in my pivotal youth, watching none other than Nickelodeon, which I was always been a Nickelodeon guy. Always have been. Their newer stuff is all right, but one of the shows that brings me back to my childhood, for whatever reason, truthfully, is none other than the almighty power of the adventures of Jimmy Neutron.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yes.
We just swiped right.
Oh my
I
God.
have that next
Good.
on
You
my
guys can talk about this together.
list.
This show was it's become a meme, but my God, and the memes are genius. Pun intended there.
Way ahead of its time. Let's put it in this way.
Oh, it was way ahead of its time, of course. This was a cartoon for like not just the kids, but the parents too. Like there was hidden jokes everywhere.
Oh yes.
It was so
And a little
great.
bit of weirdness with Carl and Jimmy's mom.
Jimmy's mom. It's so great. Is this your number 4 too?
This is my number 4.
We could talk about it together. Sweet.
Okay.
Well,
I don't. It's sad it only lasted 3 seasons.
bummer. It should have lasted like 5.
I know. I don't count the spinoff of Planet Sheen.
No,
That was a joke on its own.
that was all right. It was not the best, but it was meh, to say the least.
I don't know why it deserved a spinoff. I'm sorry. We wanted more Jimmy Neutron. And I don't think they're going to ever do a reboot of this.
I I kind of have hope for it, but I don't know. I mean, they could do it like he's 5 years later. He's like no longer in elementary school. He's in like high school.
Or
But
they
then
do
he'd
it.
be like
They
he'd
keep
be
him in elementary school.
Or
or they get
college.
or
No,
college.
they showed him in college already. They showed him in the future. Somehow being married to Cindy Vortex.
Cindy Vortex, the absolute crush of Jimmy Neutron. Classic.
Even though he thinks he's in love with Betty Quinlan.
Well, Betty Quinlan was like the hot piece for him, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, hey, the reality is like that it's actually Cindy Vortex. They really did a lot of dabbling with that on the show. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
They did so much. Like there's that one episode where they did like where Jimmy and Cindy get stuck on an island.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, I remember that episode.
Yes.
It was a great, and then they bond over each other they're like, well, we really just have to learn how to respect one another's opinions and just learn, and then they fall in love. I'm like, what the hell? Like, Wow.
I heard the 4th season that was going to happen was going to follow into the story of the love story of Jimmy and Cindy.
Damn, if only. If only we could have seen that. But it never did. You know, it's funny. The very, 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 very last episode was the Jimmy Timmy
Timmy Power Hour 3.
Try saying that 3 times fast.
Yeah,
Jimmy
right.
Timmy Power Hour 3. Jimmy Power Hour 3. Jimmy Timmy Power Hour 3. The Jerkinators.
You know what you get for that?
Nothing.
Self-satisfaction handshake.
You get self-satisfaction at a handshake.
There you go. No, but this is like, I don't know. If you're looking for a show from the early 2000s that your kids might actually like and the parents might enjoy too, with Carl Weezer and Jimmy's mom.
Hi, I'm Carl.
Hi, I'm Carl. Got a blast.
Like,
some people say my hair looks like Jimmy Neutron's hair sometimes.
When you talk about the Jimmy Timmy Power Hours, I remember Jimmy Timmy Power Hour too. When
that's my favorite.
When they go, you got to do something when you had Finbar Calamitous, voiced by the great Tim Curry.
Oh yes.
And Jorgen von Strangle when they're like two in one body.
I'll talk about Fairly Odd Parents in a little bit.
And
yeah, me too.
You will eat this. No. And I'm like, and then
and you'll like it.
And then going, we got to think of something so illogical. And it was Carl, it was Sheen and Cosmo that were on a flying hot dog.
I remember
and they were singing some song and he goes, no, it's not possible.
Hot dogs don't fly.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Like, there's so many great jokes. And actually, how can we forget their episode where they ripped off the Gremlins with the Attack of the Twonkies? Remember that?
Yes, that was a good one.
That was such a great episode.
I probably think one of my favorites of Jimmy Neutron is the
it's
episode called Sheen's Brain.
Oh, I was just about to say that's a great one. That's a really great episode.
It's the episode where this is what happens when Sheen is smart.
And
She's
really smart.
Like, how do I explain it? Have you ever seen the movie Lucy?
No.
The one with like
Scarlett Johansson
and Morgan Freeman.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like how your brain only works at 10%.
Yes.
This pretty much was the cover of Lucy. This is what
before the movie came out.
Yep. It's what happens when Sheen's brain reaches almost the maximum.
Crazy. But yeah, I'm surprised I put it in my number 4, but that's okay. I got other ones I can talk about too.
I got a few others too, but I knew I had to mention Jimmy Neutron.
Yes.
I mean, if you have seen the movie, you have to see the movie first to know.
The movie first, and then it sets up the TV show, which is weird because normally it's like a TV show then a movie, but this is a movie then a TV show.
I think, what was it? Oh, Entertainment did this
with remember that?
Not only Jimmy Neutron, but like Barnyard as well.
Barnyard was another one they did that too. Like, oh, hi, I'm Paul. Got a blast. The nostalgia. Let's be real.
Okay.
How do we not forget Miss Fowl? Come on.
Miss Fowl.
The teacher really croaks like a bird.
I'm gonna now really show you all my. Oh wait, are you guys done? Or?
We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Now I'm really gonna show you all my age. Okay, we said no SpongeBob tonight, but before Steven Hillenburg and Tom Kenny and Mr. Lawrence.
Ooh. Is it what I'm thinking?
I'll tell you. Before they went to Bikini Bottom, they actually there was a show, and I know this is kind of cheating here, but I still look back at the show and I still watch it because looking back, this show had more adult humor than.
Oh yeah,
and we're talking about
Rocco's
Modern Life. Rocco's Modern Life.
Yes.
Okay, this show is okay. JT has never watched the show before.
Are you kidding me?
He never had even heard of it until I told him.
I did see the reboot movie.
I see. The thing is, I'm looking at the promotional artwork now, and I realize what this is now. Looking at it as we do our podcast, but I have never. No, unfortunately, I knew what it was. I just didn't know what the name it was.
Go watch it on Paramount Plus, but you got to watch the series first. It pretty much.
But
it's about a marsupial who tries to adjust to life in the 90s.
Anyway, I got to tell you all this. I'm
Go ahead, Bill.
older than I'm about 4 years older than JT.
Yes, you are.
And 3 years older than Allie, but Allie knows this. So a lot of the stuff is gonna be a little different here. Um, but I remember this show. Okay, it was Rocco, his dog Spunky. Baby Spunky is so freaking cute. They show flashbacks of him. He's not cuter than Baby Spunky. But anyway, it's about, being out in the world, having your first entry level job. And his two friends, Heifer
The cow.
and Filbert, the turtle, which, you know what? Agree or disagree, Ali? I think Heifer was the precursor to Patrick Star.
Yeah.
Like, but to be fair, Heifer was never mean spirited. He's just an idiot.
Always wanted to go to Shoki's Chicken.
And Heifer is actually voiced by Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
The more you know.
Hello, Hef. Hey, Rocco. And the show is just. And Filbert, who is the hypochondriac. You turn the page, you wash your hands. You turn the page, you wash your hands. You turn the page, you wash your hands. And 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 oh, you all know this joke. Allie, can you get can I get your help on this one a little bit?
Oh baby. Oh
I'll
baby.
do Rocco. You
Oh
do Mrs. Big Head.
baby.
His neighbor, the Big Heads. Mr. Big Head hates him. Mrs. Big Head actually likes them. So here it is. There was an episode where Rocco gets laid off and he's looking for a new job, and he looks for a job for as a phone operator. Allie, ready? Out baby, out baby, out baby.
Rocco.
Mrs. Big Head?
Oh my
Like, have you ever thought, anyone who's grew up watching this show, have you ever watched this and thought, damn, my parents let me watch this when I was young?
My parents didn't know it. I think I watched it when I was like little. They've shown it on reruns on Nicktoons.
Like, I remember
They have it on Pluto TV, and you can just watch it on demand.
one time I was watching it as an adult. I think my mom knew about it. She goes, I can't believe I let you watch that when you were a kid. And there are very adult jokes in there, and when I still watch it, because you know why, even though this does have adult jokes, watching back at it now, you get the jokes.
Yeah.
You get the jokes. They're absolutely hysterical. There was that episode when they're at the motel, goes, we don't have hotel room available for another 20 minutes. You wait. And they're like, how long do you need a room for? Just till tomorrow? All night? Okay. And then
I think they also did an episode of what happens when you go down tech.
yes.
Oh my gosh.
And thank you, big man. We've all been touched by your bigness. But you know what? The show is actually it's actually, looking back at it, the show is absolutely hilarious. The show is absolutely hilarious. Like, do you remember the episode, Allie, when Heifer finds out he's adopted?
It's been a while since I've seen it.
And he goes,
His parents were
well,
wolves.
my father's grave, and it said, here lies a big wet cow. And he goes, Dad, why? And then there's a ghost going, I'm not dead. That's not my grave. I have like 7 children. I don't know who all your mothers are. I live in Skokie, Illinois. But anyway, the show itself is, oh my God, it is so hilarious. And, I will say this. We say that what's his face? Steven Hillenburg he was like a producer of this. But you know why I even respect this show even more?
Why?
Why?
The creator of the show is a gentleman by the name of Joe Murray.
Oh.
And if anyone you don't know the story, this is a little sad, but when the show was being created, his sadly his first wife committed suicide.
Oh, no.
And he was just so distraught. Like he didn't want to continue. Like he had what he had and he submitted it to the studio. And he said, you know what, whatever. If they take it, they take it. If they don't, I'll just go home and try to figure stuff out again. And Nickelodeon loved it and they ordered a whole season.
Wow.
And they ordered a whole season of it. And at the end of the day, though, the show, I think by looking back at it now, because Joe Murray said it helped me get through all that. It helped me get through the death of my wife. And knowing that the show became that successful. And yeah, but I love this show. And also, Allie talked about it, the TV movie, what's it called? Static Cling. That's on Static Cling.
Oh. Yeah.
Which was basically they come back and now they're in the modern life. And the that is actually very, because Rocco has to learn about
The 21st century.
and how Heifer and Filbert are adjusting. He's struggling, and I remember there was this where it goes, just go back to the 90s where you belong. And that shows a very big thing that we all struggle with, adjusting to change.
Oh, yeah.
That a lot of us struggle with adjusting to change. And yeah. But anyway, I love this show. Even though I had the adult jokes, I look back at it, it's even funnier now because now I get the jokes.
There you go.
So that's my number 4, Rocco's Modern Life. All right, number 3, J-Man.
My number 3, I wonder if Allie and I swiped right on this. I'm gonna be honest with you.
What is
I'm not sure if we did or didn't, but I'm just gonna say it because if there's no way I can really allude to it without going into it. But we're sticking with Nickelodeon for a sec because we have to. But the Fairly Odd Parents.
I think I have it more higher up, but technically we kind of swiped right.
Oh, it's on your list now, right?
Now.
Okay. Yeah. So listen, this cartoon, for those who don't know, they milked the hell out of this show. Initially.
It was good until the end of season 8.
It was getting to like they just couldn't end it. They had so many opportunities to end the show. Like Channel Chasers, Wishology. And then what's that?
Demi's Secret Wish.
That one. Abracatastrophe. There was like 5 or 6 series finales. And then they finally just did Dimsdale's Got Talent. It was just a regular episode, and then they canceled it. Like, and then they made like a live action version with like Drake Bell. I don't know.
And now they have a reboot.
And now they got a reboot going on, and they're just milking this cow.
I want to say somewhere like 25-ish, 30-ish years into the future.
Okay. Well, just know that my favorite parts of the show were probably like the first 3, maybe 4 or 5 seasons. I will say I ate the Wishology stuff up a lot. That stuff was really fun. And I like how they parodied a lot of stuff too, but then the parodies even got like annoying. Like,
oh yeah.
Like like when Timmy's parents were at one point ghost hunters from the 80s. You know what we're talking about, right? Ridiculous.
Yes, I'm sorry. Can I just say the Darren Norris played the 2 greatest characters on Fairly Odd Parent. Actually, 3 greatest characters.
Who did she play?
Him?
Him. Sorry. Yes, my bad.
All right. Guess the 3.
The dad.
Yes.
Okay. Which is his name was just Dad. We never know his full name. Dad.
Your names are.
Dad.
Oh.
Mom.
We don't know.
We'll never know. They kept saying
it's like the whole commercial. How many licks does it take to get to the center of Tootsie Roll with Tootsie Pop?
Yeah.
About 800. I've done
Yeah.
it.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's
I
my
don't know.
nickname, stranger. My real name is Dude, but everyone calls me Dad.
And talking about strangle. I love
They even
that.
they even did this thing where it was like they had a thing where it was like during the Wishology special. It was a 3-part thing. Each one was like an hour long.
Oh yes.
Like, do you remember the Wishology thing? I remember this is I'm gonna date myself. I remember in like 2008 like watching Nickelodeon, and then next thing you know, it was just like next thing you know, it's like what the hell? They had like 3 hours of a series finale type of event for the show, and it touched on like the opening of the trilogy was about other trilogies like The Matrix, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. I remember that, and then
Oh,
it's like
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, and then like Kiss showed up out of nowhere, like the band Kiss was in there. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a very, very, very. It should have ended at some point there,
I
but no,
know.
they had to
But you
keep
know what?
going and going and going.
And people think became dumber. He did. I think he's still smart in some ways.
I mean, I think he definitely got like dumber to an extent. I don't know, but yeah. I just think that they had channel chases was like the perfect ending.
Oh my goodness.
I cried during that. It sounds really bad, but I cried during that. Like they actually like the ending of Channel Chasers. Like it actually shows Timmy in the future, and he's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, son, whatever." And his kids are
He
his
had two
kids.
kids, Tammy and Tommy. We
Yeah,
don't
but
know who the mother is.
they don't know who the mom is. So watch was probably Trixie.
I think it's Tootie.
Oh well, that could be
The
her too.
glasses on the
But yeah,
girl
it's
on
just
Tammy.
what's that?
Are the glasses on Tammy? Tootie.
No, well, I don't think it was Tootie. I think it was Trixie.
Ooh, we're gonna have a debate on this.
Yes, we will at one point. But anyways, it's just a really, really great show. If you're looking for the Crimson Chin part was great. The like his
Oh,
own he
Crocker. For me, it's
Crocker,
Crocker flipping out over. There got beds.
like his ears on his neck.
That thing on his
Yeah,
neck.
that's kind of weird. How did someone be born with an ear on their neck?
I don't know.
Kingsu.
I
No,
just
but
all I'm saying is that this show. I did a video about why you should watch the Fairly Odd Parents, and someone actually commented on the video. I forget who it was. Someone commented on our video was saying why you should not watch the Fairly Odd Parents, and I said, well, they
why
gave me some
not?
reason. They gave me some reasons why. I forget specifically why, but they were just like it went on too long. Similar reasons that I'm saying, but
Yeah.
I think if you watch the first couple of seasons, it's actually not that bad of a cartoon.
I would say up to season 8. Honestly, once they introduced like Sparky and Chloe, it went down.
No. Once with what Allie's right. Once they brought in those two characters, like yeah, no, that's a no go from
I
there.
mean, Poof was another story.
Poof was
Yeah, he was.
different, and so was the
Poof was
dog.
entertaining. Well, now he's called Perry
Oh, sorry. Well, there you go. Cosmo had a baby,
based off
everyone.
the reboot.
So I don't know. It's very like weird stuff. But yeah. No, but needless to say, this was a great show that was a part of my youth forever.
Oh
And
yeah.
the abracatastrophe, like there was a magic muffin. True story. I actually tried making that muffin at one point. I was pretty
How'd it
hard.
go?
Well, what's the flavor?
I don't. Well, I forget what.
I know it's supposed to be something bitter.
I don't know. It's like the wish thing, or well, remember, again, another way to another series finale to a show, a cartoon. Timmy's secret wish. Do you remember this one?
Yeah, when he secretly wished that time stopped
Yeah,
for 50 years.
and really, he's like an old man. Like that was a bit of a stretch. He's
Yeah.
been a
That one I
secret
did not
wish.
like as one of those finales.
It was like one of those season finales, or those like. But I really dug the wishology stuff. That was actually part of my youth. That I was like, I have to watch this all the time on my iPod Nano. How about that, guys? So, no, but this Fairly Odd Parents, very very fun show. It went on way too. Chip Skylark is still a highlight though, ladies. If you don't know, if you think Harry Styles is hot, check out Chip Skylark. So,
Oh wait, he's
Okay.
played by Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC.
Really?
that makes it even better.
Yes.
So yeah, just that show with Chips, my shiny teeth and me shiny teeth.
Shiny teeth, shiny teeth.
Don't sue us. No, but it's a great show. Great, needless to say, great show. All
Wait,
right,
what? There's one more thing that we have to mention,
about
JT.
Fairly Odd Parents. What is it?
Dinkelberg.
Oh my God.
Dinkelberg.
Hold on. We're doing it really quick.
This, if you thought Jimmy Neutron had memes,
Dinkelberg.
this has memes.
We have to do this really quick. We all really knew. We all really knew who brought Ebola to the U.S. Dinkelberg.
Dinkelberg.
It seems
I
that we all
know.
know that COVID to the
I
U.S.
I remember that episode when they call when Dinkelberg goes, I am actually an evil super neighbor. And he and then Tim
Dinkelberg.
goes, so Mr. Dinkelberg, I guess you are. He goes, oh no, I just did that because I know your dad thinks I am, and I didn't want to break his heart.
Aw, we know
The
Dinkelberg's a
Dingle
really nice guy. Timmy's dad will never believe it.
the Dinkelberg meme should be on a T-shirt. We should make like a super review show.
Dinkelberg.
I'm sure you can find a T-shirt like that on Etsy.
And we'll make it like the super review show. Anyways, no, this is a great meme for a great show. Anyways, hi Turner,
That's
Dinkelberg.
why I like Timmy's dad is because of the whole Dinkelberg thing.
It's so funny. Oh dear God. All right. Anyways, I digress. All right,
Yeah.
that's my number 3. Fairly
Also,
Odd Parents.
it's somewhere on my top 3, but I'm mentioning it now, so I'll do another. I think I have my last 2 ready.
I have my last 2 as well. Anyways,
Okay, so is it my time for number 3?
Yes,
Yeah.
Bill. Go ahead.
All right, we're sticking in Nickelodeon for a minute.
Yoo-hoo.
Do 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 do
That was on my other one.
Hey, we can talk about it together. That's cool.
That means I have one
Rugrats.
left.
Oh
And I
boy.
was watching this and the All Grown Up series lately.
Not the
Okay,
2021.
I have
Not the reboot. We're talking about the original run from 91 to 2003.
Yeah, I did not watch the reboot.
Not even All Grown
Okay.
Up.
I have watched All Grown Up, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I don't think it's as bad as everyone thinks it is.
It's not terrible, but it's not.
No, I mean, honesty, there's a lot of like less life lessons you can watch as an adult watching All Grown Up now.
Yeah.
All grown up, I really want to shout it out. But anyway, Rugrats, this was my favorite show growing up.
Yeah.
Like Tommy, Chucky, Phil, Lil, Angelica, Spike.
Then adding on Susie, Carmichael, Dill Pickles, and Kimmy.
This show was just. I loved watching this show. I loved, seeing the world through a child's perspective, through a baby's perspective was so interesting.
Oh,
A lot of us were
And
babies at the time too.
but can we all just admit this? The parents were a bunch of fucking idiots. Can we all just admit that?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
even though the grandpa fell asleep, at least he seemed like he cared until he fell asleep. Like, how many times do you have to lose your kids in public?
Too
All
many.
the time.
I'm surprised CPS hasn't knocked on their door yet. But anyway,
And also, why would you let a 3-year-old look after babies?
that's an even bit. And how can they not hear that she's a total psycho?
Not a psycho.
Okay,
I'm gonna say it like this way. She's like an LIP. If you know what I mean.
I don't, so we're gonna continue.
I'll put it in the chat.
But anyway,
Rugrats.
and you know what? Like it even oh yeah, that. But anyway, it touched upon serious issues. Like it touched upon, Chucky, how his mom died.
Mm-hmm.
It touched upon how Chucky's mom died. It touched upon, later on, it touched upon blended families.
I think wasn't there an episode where Angelica was going to be a big sister even though she didn't want it?
Yeah, and it turns
And it
out
touched
Charlotte
upon-
wasn't pregnant. But with Chucky, losing his mom, and then his dad getting remarried, and her having and her having a child, that really taught about blended families. And we talked about this before. They've done holiday specials not just for like Christmas or Halloween. They did Hanukkah, Kwanzaa,
Passover.
Passover. The
Which I'll
show,
be watching again on Passover. That's my Passover tradition.
the show itself was just really showed that things that about diversity in families and diversity in the world. Oh, okay, we can hear the Karens. No, this show is too woke. The show is too woke. I want to go back to apple pie and leave it to Beaver. Yeah, shut up, Karen.
Uh-huh.
But I loved watching this show as a kid. It was probably my favorite show. I had the VHSs. I've watched them so many times, I probably wore them out.
Mm.
And also, the Rugrats movie was actually I say one of because I don't remember if it was that or Barney, which is not on this list, people, relax.
We don't also talk about this reboot either.
But anyway, either the Rugrats movie or Barney, one of them was actually the first movie I saw in theaters.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
And you know how I could relate to that, and this is true. Because if anyone's ever seen the Rugrat movie plot, because it actually came out the year my brother was born.
Oh.
So, Tommy going through the same thing, becoming an older sibling like I was. And also and this, what they say sometimes, truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
Dill, Tommy's brother, was originally supposed to be a girl. My brother was supposed to be a girl.
Oh, wow.
So, as the old saying goes, truth is stranger than fiction.
Well, then again, the technology back in the 90s is different compared to the technology of today.
And this was the movie that, really, and it just, I think remember seeing that because I was going through the exact same things that Tommy was going through. So, but no, I will always have a special place in my heart for this movie. I mean, for this TV show, I will always have a special place in my heart for it. And no, I will not talk about the reboot, no matter how much I
I'm
beg.
sorry, the reboot does not exist. It's not even on Paramount Plus anymore.
Okay. So, and listen, there is that cartoon conspiracy that we tackled last year, so go watch that episode.
Yeah. Go back and listen to that if you get a chance.
So anyway, all right, JT, back to you. Number 2.
Wow. It's got to come down to this. Well, not number 1. Number 2. My number 2. My God. Let me refer back to my list for a second. I gotta go back and look at
I
the
got my
list.
number 1 ready.
My number 1 is ready too. But my number 2, I forgot. I'm looking. Forget. I'm stalling for a second. I just gotta do it.
You want me to just get mine over with?
Oh no, I got it. Sorry, we're good. Sorry, we're good. I lied. Butch Hartman.
Ah, Danny Phantom. Not on my list, but
Yeah.
come on. Come on. If you know the Danny Phantom theme song and you could sing it or say it. I mean, Danny Phantom, he was just 14. I forgot the rest of the lyrics. But that theme song
So iconic.
is a bopper.
One of our very first episodes of Mixed Bag was actually underrated TV shows. Bill, do you remember that 2021, all those years ago?
Yes, I do.
So Bill and I discussed this show. I brought it up at one point because I said it's a cartoon that lasted, I think, only 3 seasons, but honestly, it was a really solid 3 seasons of just pure fun cartoons, Saturday morning fun, and it epitomized what Nickelodeon was all about back in the day. I'm not saying they're not like this now over there in Paramount or Nickelodeon, but I will say that this
I
is
don't
a
even know what they
very.
are.
What's that?
I don't even know what they are. I think it's mostly SpongeBob and Loud House.
SpongeBob's going to go on for another 20 years. We all know that, but unfortunately, no, this one was a really just great show about a 14-year-old kid who gets ghost powers and has to save his city, save his Amityville town from incoming ghost threats that are coming in. So, in a certain sense, Butch Hartman took Ghostbusters, the movie, and made his own kind of spin on it with a kid cartoon. And honestly, it worked. It was a really fun show. I went back and I recently watched the series finale, like when I had Paramount Plus. I don't have it anymore. But I was watching, I was like, this is actually a really good show. Like, and it had a really solid story towards the end of it too. Like his frostbite powers. Actually, it's funny. Mark Hamill actually voiced one of the villains.
Oh, really?
I forget what villain it was, but Mark Hamill voiced, I think it was the plant villain. He was a really powerful ghost at one point. Anyways,
I think
I,
he went from Star Wars to being a great voice actor.
oh,
Yes, he did.
aside from Star Wars, he is known for his voice acting. That's just the truth. So, but yeah, no, this is a really great cartoon. If you're, again, I say this to you, the listener or the viewer, if you want to get to know a show that is just pure fun, it's got 3 seasons. And each episode's like probably like 15, 20 minutes long each. And it's just and it's got some really good overlying arcs to the story as well between Danny and his buddy Sam, not
And
Sam,
Tucker.
and Tucker and his sister Jasmine who joins into at some points. This is a really fun show to get into. Nickelodeon, if you have the time to listen to our podcast, which you should, Paramount executives, bring it back. Do a reboot series or a revival of Danny Phantom like 10 years later. There was talk about it
Well,
at
do
one
like
point.
what Samurai Jack did.
Yeah.
Bring us like a 1 season. Like
Just a 1 season run. And then if they don't like it, they don't like it. But if they like it, keep it going. It was a really fun story. And actually, the creator Butch Hartman was drawing Danny like as if it was 10 years later. This back in 2016, I want to say. And they were just like, oh yeah, and then fan theories are going like, oh, they're gonna bring him back. They're gonna bring him back. Next thing you know, they did not. But I'm pretty sure there's comic books of this too at some point or another. Or there's games and stuff. It was a small franchise. What can I say? So no, but great cartoon, great overall. But it's not my number one. But anyways, Allie, what do you got for your number two?
I was Rugrats, so unfortunately I have to move it over to Bill.
Oh, Bill, what do you got for your number two?
Okay, my number two. Hey, Nanny.
Ah, not on my list, but another good show.
Great cartoon. Go on.
Hey, shut up, sockhead.
Oh my goodness. Just
Okay, for those of you who haven't seen this show, JT, have you ever seen this show?
Yes, I have. I haven't seen a lot of it, but I've only seen
oh my
a
goodness.
couple
There's so many
episodes.
good episodes. I think Bill and I can recommend you each one episode.
Oh, we can. We absolutely can. We will.
I know which one you have to watch.
And which one is that?
Pain in the Ed. It's the episode where Ed has to play the violin.
Oh, I love that episode.
Position
But
and
anyway,
so start by patting your toes and placing your left foot right.
Oh
And
my
then-
God.
all right. So this is so for those of you who have never seen this, for those of you who've never seen the show, it's three boys, Ed with two D's, or as they call him, double D, and Eddie. They basically live in this cul-de-sac and try to scam, and they try to basically scam the neighborhood kids, and the scams are hilarious. And it's just this slice of life thing with these kids. Well, Eddie's the only. Okay, how can I say this? Ed is basically an idiot.
Not an idiot.
Who? Regular Ed?
Not like he has. As they want to put this in the next autism episode, how he might also have autism in a way because of his obsession with comic books and like the supernatural.
Double D is basically
A nerd.
a nerd, and Eddie's a
Want to be con man.
he's
What?
basically a wannabe con man, and the
Who
neighborhood
wants to be liked
kids,
by everyone and all of that.
are hysterical.
I mean, Kevin, who's calling the Ed,
York,
who's one of my favorite characters. I don't know.
he's mine too. You know what? One of my favorite episodes is the one when Eddie has that zit,
JT, you have to watch this one too.
and Rolf is trying to help him.
It's called X Marks the Ed. Oh
X marks the end. I love that episode. Vouchers. Do. Come, my Pascal friend. We must begin. Here, to the lard. Don't go away
I
now.
said that. I am Rolf.
Move. Double the boy. Mustache squid. Double the boy. Great the turnips. Today, Rolf will be teaching
Oh, and don't forget the
on the flesh
chickens.
stew.
Bill, you forgot the chickens.
I love chicken, Daddy.
And Plank, right here.
He doesn't say anything.
He actually is. That's like the whole ventriloquist and the dummy. Who's the dummy and who's the ventriloquist?
Do you think Johnny might be schizophrenic?
Oh, yeah.
Because he thinks Plank is actually talking to him.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm not here to make mental diagnoses of fictional characters.
No, you can take a psychology class and do a report on it. I did that with one.
You know what my friend did actually with this show?
What?
He took the Ed, Edd n Eddy theme song. He replaced it he put it over the Cops intro.
No, that must sound glorious.
It was really funny. My friend, he check him out on YouTube, everyone. His name's Hooligan's House. He actually, what do you call it? He replaced the Cops theme song from whatever network it's on, I forget. But he replaced that theme song with the Ed, Edd n Eddy theme song, and it's hilarious. Check it out if you have a chance. Just just search the words "I replaced the theme song to Cops with the Ed, Edd n Eddy theme." It's hysterical. But
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
for those of you who've never seen it, I'll show you guys later. But anyways,
And you know what's so funny about this? The scams always, about 99.9% of them always fail.
yeah.
They always fail, and it's hysterical. Or I love the one when they just decide to break all the rules. Allie, I don't know if you've seen that one.
Been a while since I've seen that one.
Be like, for once, hello.
Ooh, what about the pancake one?
Which one was that?
I don't remember that one, but I know it was an episode somewhere. And they were making a pancake. Everyone was skating on it until the batter was poured onto them.
Oh my god.
And then
Or the one
the slide on the soap.
slide on the soap. Slide on the soap. Slide on the soap.
And also, I think the
chicken
one where
daddy.
Eddie had like one of those writer's block
Yeah.
and had Jimmy make a scam. That one's one of my favorites too. And I love the Jimmy scam. Come on, refrigerator popsicles? And it actually worked.
Or this one. Hello night. Hello night.
Oh, 1 + 1 = Ed. Where speaking of that, we also got the cankers, but
Well, they're always entertaining. But anyway, no, this show was great. I freaking loved this show. This was probably my favorite show on Cartoon Network.
I got one more on Cartoon Network ready for my number one.
Okay, you know what?
JT.
All right, so is everyone ready for their number one?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
My number one is a short-lived TV show from another cartoon from that is will forever be a part of my childhood. And if you've never seen this show, if you're a Marvel fan, you are missing out.
Oh.
It's a cartoon that lived from 2010 to 2012. So it's similar to what the Iron Man one was.
Spider-Man series with Drake Bell as Spider-Man?
No, it's actually not that way. But it's in the same time era of when that show was made. It's called Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Oh.
You guys ever seen this or heard of this by chance?
No.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, my two podcast viewers and partners in crime here, this show, basically they did a 6 episode pre-series series, talking about the origin of how each character of the Avengers became got their powers, like how Iron Man built his armor, how Wasp became the Wasp, how Giant Man and Ant Man became Ant Man, how Thor left Asgard to go to Earth, and how the Hulk became the Hulk. And what it did was it actually followed the true storyline of the Avengers. And I'm not talking about the movies. I'm talking about in the original 1960s like run of. I wish Justin was here to hear this or see this, but this cartoon is a live action, cartoon adaptation of basically how the Avengers came about. Initially in the comic book run in the 60s, it wasn't Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Hawkeye, and Black Widow. That's what the movies did.
Hawkeye.
But no,
Oh,
no, I'll get
Hawkeye. What was I thinking Hawk Girl?
no, that's DC. But anyways, bless you. Let me explain. So the Avengers come out, and basically this show, the original. If you go back and if you Google the cover of Avengers 1 from 1963, it's Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, and Ant Man and the Wasp as the original Avengers. It's the truth. But push your glasses back a little bit more, everyone. So, anyways, that started this run of this cartoon show called The Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Now, the one thing they did very smart, though, as far as the storyline goes, in the comic book run of Avengers #1, 1963, um, the Avengers beat Loki, Thor's brother, who's causing a ruckus amongst Earth. What they did so smart in this cartoon, I'm spoiling it a little bit, is at the end of season 1, they battle Loki, who unleashed this prison break that unleashed 75 or 80 super villains like that. And over the course of the show, they actually have to recount, regroup, and along the way, they find Captain America in the ice. They find out that Black Panther is the Wakandan hero of the Black Panther. Like all these little things that happen in the comic book run in the 60s, they incorporate into this show perfectly, for lack of a better word. I love this show so much, and it only lasted 2 seasons, which I'm okay with that because it ended on a very strong note. The series finale was a very strong series finale, but needless to say, there are some really really great cartoon runs of uh this cartoon did a fantastic job describing the Avengers. Actually, season 2, the beginning of season 2, within like 3 or 4 episodes, it follows the secret invasion storyline. I know we're talking really nerdy stuff here, guys, but where the Skrulls are invading Earth, and one of them infiltrates the Avengers and takes over and becomes Captain America. And it's not Captain America; it's a Skrull who takes over as he disbands the Avengers. Iron Man quits, and Hawkeye is left, and Miss Marvel quits, and all this stuff. It's a really solid show. If you have never seen Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the TV show, do yourself a favor, and watch this cartoon. I did a video about why you should watch this separately on our channel. Check it out. But yeah, no, this is a great cartoon. If you're looking for a cartoon to watch with your son or daughter who's into superheroes and stuff like that, this is a really great show to watch. If you have not seen it, have either of you guys seen this cartoon at all or no?
No.
No.
Okay, it was on from 2010 to 2012, but my God, it was so good, and it touched on everything you'd want it to touch on and more. And it didn't feel like they left anything out. Like the Enchantress shows up, they didn't leave her out. The action is top notch. The fighting is great. The storyline is par to none. If you've never seen The Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes from 2012, from 2011, 2010 to 2012, please check it out immediately if you have the time, and you have Disney Plus as well. I'm gonna digress. That's my number one, guys. Allie, what do you got for your number one?
Right. I am going back to my love of 2000s Cartoon Network, aka probably one of the more underrated of 2000s Cartoon Networks. I don't know. Maybe it's five. It's not my fifth. It's not my fourth. Three, two, one. You don't know what it is, do you?
No.
Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh yes, I remember that show.
I've been watching it lately. I mean, it's not on HBO Max, which, by the way, HBO Max, thanks for taking away my most nostalgic show growing up. But anywho, I mean, this is so underrated. You see, like, pretty much a group of children fighting against adult tyranny, what they think is bad for their childhood. So many great villains, so many great storylines, even a movie too, and a great series finale.
Yeah, I
I
remember loving this
yeah,
show when I was a kid.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but yeah.
I loved
So
this show when I was a kid.
my dad would get me the stuff for Kids Next Door, for like the whole battleships and stuff. Like,
Battle stations.
I don't know what it is, but watching it as an adult nowadays, kind of like watching it in adult perspective. Codename Kids Next Door. You can see where the struggles are for these kids, and you can kind of relate. I mean, I don't know if you can relate to the villains because the villains are there's so many villains.
So many villains.
I mean, the only
Oh,
one you probably won't be able to relate to is the Delightful Children from Down the
it
Lane.
ran for 6 years. Oh my God.
I
Hey,
can't believe it.
6 seasons, one
Wow.
movie, one epic series finale special.
Well,
And they were almost going to do a sequel series to this
really?
back in 2015.
Really, I wonder why they didn't do it.
They couldn't find Cartoon Network didn't want to do it.
Ah, that's fair, I guess.
But now, honestly, Mr. Warburton, I'm sure HBO Max would like to do it.
Yeah.
Come on, HBO Max.
Come on,
Max,
Mr. Warburton.
Max, you're doing a very good job right now. So I don't have it, but I've heard great things about your service.
All you got
Yeah.
to, if seriously, you don't have to do it on Cartoon Network. You could do it on HBO Max. It'll go back to Cartoon Network eventually,
Yeah.
but now is the time to pull the Galactic Kids Next Door trigger that you've been holding for almost 10 years. It's time.
It is time.
You heard it from her. There you go.
You probably had
Number
wrong
one.
place, wrong time. This is the right place. This is the right time.
Bring it back.
Bring it back for the millennials and the Gen Zers.
Do it.
Do it. You heard it here
And
first.
also HBO Max. Bring back Codename Kids Next Door so I can binge watch this all the time.
There you go.
Seriously, you made a big mistake by taking this off.
Kids Next Door, Battle Stations. Oh, I remember that show.
Oh, now I feel like I gotta join them so they can take on HBO Max.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The real adult here taking away the right for children and for Codename Kids Next Door to actually be on live streaming.
Oh my
Who's
God.
all right? Are you ready for mine?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I kind of have two tied into one, if that's okay, because it's basically kind of the same thing.
Okay.
What is it?
Batman the Animated Series.
Great pick. Tell me more.
And Justice League.
I'll get to the other one in a second. The no, it's not Justice League, but oh my God. If anyone grew up as a big Batman fan, this show was awesome. The intro is just so cool. And of course, that theme, do 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 do, sort of like the Danny Elfman thing. And oh my God, Kevin Conroy, rest in peace, as Batman was freaking amazing. And so was, and of course, we can't talk about the series without talking about Mark Hamill's Joker, who is so freaking amazing. The show, it has that comic. You know what it is? It has the feeling that everything has. It has the the darkness of like the Burton movies, and it has like the campiness of like the Schumacher slash 1960s TV show. I'm not including the Nolan movies because this came out before the Nolan movies were a thing. And the show, and also the movie that everyone forgets about, Mask of the Phantasm.
That's a great movie.
Oh, it really is.
We actually did a movie commentary on the Batman, this era of Batman. It was why am I drawing? We did a movie commentary. It was like
Mask of the Phantasm.
no, it wasn't that one. It was the other one. Return of the Joker. No, am I thinking the right one?
No, no, it was Mask of the Phantasm.
We did do it on this. Yes, we did.
No, but anyway,
Sorry,
you
go on.
gotta love this, because it had those dark elements, but yet it had the elements that kept it entertaining for both children and adults. The show was absolutely amazing. I loved it growing up. And okay, you know what we got to do one of these days? JT.
We gotta watch this part of the show.
Top 10 Batman animated series episodes coming soon.
It's been on our list now for like 2 years. We'll have to do it at one point.
We got to do it soon. We absolutely have to do it.
We'll do it at one point. I guarantee
One
it. I
of one of
promise.
these days we'll do it.
We gotta watch.
And
I gotta watch a chunk of it first, and then we'll do it. So
I
I haven't
can't
seen it in a
believe
long.
you never really watched it. I can't believe it.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I remember being like 4 or 5 watching, but then that's about it. I'm not saying it's bad. I just haven't seen a lot of it. So
And then okay, and this is the one that kind of ties it in. There's a sequel series, and I've been wanting to talk about this for the longest time. Batman Beyond.
that was a that was a really good show, actually.
You know what? I think this show is extremely underrated.
Agreed.
This show is extremely underrated. For those of you who've never watched it, this is basically the sequel to Batman the Animated Series and the new Batman Adventures, but I kind of consider those the same show. Oh, you changed the costume. Oh, so cool. It's so different now. But anyway, what was I saying?
Batman
Batman
Beyond.
Beyond. It's basically the first episode. Bruce Wayne is now older. He's still Batman, but all of his all of his allies are either dead, such as Commissioner Gordon, Lucius Fox, Alfred, are gone, and Barbara Gordon, Dick Grayson, Tim Drake no longer speak to him. They no longer speak to him, and he's still trying to be Batman, but it gets to the point where he can't do it anymore.
Like, he
And then
physically can't. Yeah.
like years into the future, it finds his company, Wayne Enterprises, has merged with a guy named Derek Powers, who's an absolutely scumbucket. And one of Derek Powers' employee is I forgot his first name, but his last name is McGinnis. And
Terry.
what was that?
Terry
Oh, that's
McGinnis.
the son's name.
Oh, sorry. Anyways.
And who is with his teenage son Terry. until Terry's dad is murdered. And then he goes to Bruce Wayne and he says, listen, the person who murdered your company may have killed my dad. And Bruce Wayne goes, I'm done. And he goes, just go to the police. He goes, you know they're in Powers' pocket. And then Terry just is pissed. And then he decides to take the law into his own hands, takes the suit, and he becomes the new Batman. Like, I love in that first episode when he's like being Batman and Bruce is talking to him through like the headpiece.
Yeah.
He like freezes the suit so he paralyzes it, but then he turns it back on and goes, listen, you gotta get home. So this is too dangerous for you. Goes, listen, what I love about this is so much is that Terry and Bruce can relate to each other. Because he goes, listen, Mr. Wayne, I read up on you. I know how you lost your folks. And you could see there is a scene when Bruce just stops and does this. And he goes, listen, I know you lost your folks, but I basically want the same, I want to bring the person who killed my dad to justice, just like you did the people who lost your folks. And that's what's so great about the show is Bruce realizes what Terry's going through because he's gone through the same thing. And
Exactly.
this is a show that I think what's so good is this is Batman passing the mantle. He's passing the mantle to the next generation
Of crime fighting in Gotham.
And you know what? Because like I said, they do show like some of the old villains.
Yeah, they did like Return of the Joker at one point.
Yeah, which that movie extremely underrated. I have to do a review of that movie at some. You know what? We got to do a commentary of that at some point.
We'll do a movie commentary one day. Yep, it's like quick. It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah, we got to do that. And you know what I like that they did? They had their own. They had their whatchamacallit. Like they brought back some of the old villains like Joker, Mr. Freeze, but they gave him his own villains too.
Yeah, new villains.
They didn't just say, "Hey, this is a rehash of Batman the Animated Series." Like, no, we're gonna make this its own thing.
Yeah, and they did a good job with it too. This one I remember more than the other one, but yeah.
Yeah, but no, both Batman the Animated Series and Batman Beyond, both of these shows are absolutely phenomenal. Like just about a little over a year ago, I was watching Batman Beyond on Max because I vaguely remember watching it as a kid.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember watching it, but I'm like, this is actually really good. And this show, again, has just been. I think the show is just extremely underrated.
It was only two seasons, right?
Yeah, and it had Return of the Joker.
Yeah, that movie. Yeah. So,
Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker commentary coming soon.
There's been a petition to do another run of it at some point. I know that. So we'll see, though. We'll see.
Yeah, and if we do it, we're doing the theatrical cut, not the theatrical cut, the uncut version.
The director's cut.
Yeah, I'll explain.
Okay. No worries.
But anyway, yeah, that's my list.
Anything else, guys? I think we're good, right?
No, in the wise words of Imagine Dragons, there's nothing left to say now.
Yes. We want to thank you for watching, listening, however you enjoyed us tonight. Thanks so much for tuning into our podcast. If you like what you've seen or heard here, subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, simply at The Super Review Show. We do the show live Wednesday night EST in the evening-ish. It's about an hour and a half now tonight. Not a bad show at all. I want to thank the panelists in general, for doing this podcast with me. Allie, thanks so much for coming on as always. You are always a delight.
No problem.
Thank you. And Bill Murphy, you have a sports thing.
Sports Insanity podcast on the Sports Insanity Network. Check us out on all platforms. Don't forget to check us out tomorrow night for Thursday Night Gridiron when we preview the Eagles versus the Commanders. That's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
So check that out tomorrow. We go on sometime between 7:15 and 7:30.
If you have never heard the Sports Sanity podcast do their thing, you are missing out. They are a
You are
fantastic.
missing out. We always have a good time there.
The SIN people are just truly insane about sports, to be real. No, but thanks so much for watching, listening. However you enjoy it. Sound off in the comment section below this video. And don't forget to share your thoughts on our podcast as well. But for all of us here at the Super Review Show's Mixed Bag, stay safe.
Take care.
Take care and
Be kind and be awesome.
Awesome.
be kind and be awesome. Have a great, great night, everyone.